What's up everybody, my name's Danon and welcome to Ahnestly. Today I'm doing a tour of my desk setup because frankly I'm sick and tired of seeing all these desk setups that use the cliche overdone IKEA setup with the IKEA cabinets and then the IKEA kitchen countertop on top. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just wanted to show people that there is another cost-effective way to have a great desk setup, a great office setup. And everything you guys see in this video will be linked in the description below. And also, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up as that helps the algorithm push this video out. And please consider subscribing because I'm trying really hard to grow this channel and I would love for you guys to join me in that venture. So with all that being said, let's get honest. So before you guys get too turned off, you've probably noticed that my cable management game here isn't the best, and that's because I'm not 100% sure if this is where I'm going to leave my desk. So I hope you guys don't give me too much flack in the comments about that. The thing that anchors my entire setup is my desk. I call it Mega Desk after inspiration from The Office.
Mega desk. That is all I care about. Getting more Mega desk.
This thing is huge and I love it. It makes my 34-inch Alienware monitor look tiny. And the best part about it is that it's cheaper and more unique, at least I think it is, than the cliche IKEA desk setup that you see in every single desk setup video out there. Because this desk costs only about $200. So how did I make this Mega Desk monstrosity? Well, I went to hdsupply.com and I bought an unfinished solid core door slab. And then I bought some legs off of Etsy.com, and after some elbow grease of sanding and finishing the table and spraying some kind of, I forget what it is, some kind of stain over the legs to keep it from rusting, I had the cheapest desk that you could buy of this size. I mean, nothing comes close to this price point for this size of desk. And what's also really cool is that I think if you ask HD Supply, if you call them up, they could drill like a 2-inch hole into the desk where a doorknob would go, and then you can get a grommet to cover that, and then now you can use that as a wire feed. So that's really cool. I didn't choose to do that, but you have that option. I think you do, if I remember correctly. If you guys want to know more about Mega Desk, leave a comment below and maybe I'll create a one-off where I really go into depth about how I made Mega Desk. By the way, Mega Desk is really fun to say. Mega Desk, Mega Desk. I do use the pegboard system from IKEA though, because I find it to be really useful for grabbing things and organizing things that you use on a daily basis. The next critical piece in my setup is the chair, and the chair that I use is the Herman Miller Aeron. Now this chair has saved my back. Even after long days of work, my back feels totally fine, totally great. The only problem is that it costs over $1,000 new. So make sure you guys check out my video in the description below where I show you guys how you can pick up that chair for cheap. And a fair warning, the audio in that video isn't great because the setup that I used was a little bit different, but I promise you that if you can get past that you'll find that video really helpful. So far, it seems like thousands of people have really found it useful, and I hope you will too. Next up are my monitors. My main monitor is the Alienware 34-inch, and I purposely chose to go with a large main monitor because I don't love the idea of having multiple little ones that I have to keep shifting my head to see between multiple monitors. And I went with the Alienware 34-inch because it made a lot of sense. I video edit, so I want high color accuracy. I also play quick twitch games, so I want that high refresh rate, and the Alienware just checked off all the boxes, so that was a no-brainer. The two smaller screens were given to me by my work, so I've placed them higher up above my screen at a downward angle to reduce the strain of me having to look up on my neck. Now you might be wondering why I have so many monitors, and it's because for work I'm constantly reading and writing, so having multiple and large monitors is really helpful because I can have a Word document out on one screen or on one part of the screen, and then I can have reference documents up on other screens or on the other side of a screen so that it makes writing much easier. I use budget-friendly monitor arms to hold the monitors up, and so far I haven't had any issues. To connect my work laptop to multiple monitors, I use a USB-C hub from a brand called Pluggable, and even though it's expensive, it's because it actually has some pretty cool features. So I'm able to charge my laptop, connect it to multiple monitors, and connect it to Ethernet, all by using a single USB-C cable. So for my setup, I'm not able to access the USB ports on my desktop very easily, which is why I picked up a hub from Kingwin. With this hub, I'm able to plug in things like my mouse's Bluetooth adapter, SD cards, or external hard drives, all within an arm's reach. And by the way, I picked up the Kingwin adapter specifically, or hub specifically, because it has a detachable USB micro B cable. The problem with a lot of these hubs is that the cable is fixed, which means if the cable isn't long enough to get to where it needs to go on your computer, then you're in trouble. But by having a detachable cable, I was able to buy a longer USB micro B cable and then set the hub up basically wherever I wanted with plenty of cable left over to run to my desktop. On the left side, I have a dedicated charging hub where I charge all of my devices, and it's really useful because again, it's at arm's reach. And for both of these hubs, I attach them to my desk using Velcro strips. And by the way, pro tip, hoard all the Velcro strips because you will use them everywhere and they're so useful and so practical, and it allows you to take things off and move them. Let's say you change the position of your desk. Well, all you have to do is add some more Velcro strips, and doesn't matter the orientation or the position you put your desk in, you can just put on more Velcro strips and you're good to go. For my keyboard, I use the Realforce 87U keyboard, and of all the things on my desk, this is the single piece that draws everyone's attention, and everybody always asks the same question. Your desk is pretty modern. Why do you have a keyboard from the 90s? And it's true, it aesthetically doesn't look great, but nobody laughs after I let them type on it because it feels amazing. And for anybody who's a keyboard geek out there, you already know that Topper switches, Realforce keyboards are some of the best in the business. I use two mice or mouses. I don't know the proper term, but I use the G900, the Logitech G900, which is a fantastic wireless gaming mouse. I don't think it gets enough credit, maybe because it's heavy, but I think it's a fantastic mouse. But it also is a great productivity mouse because it has Logitech's infinite scroll wheel on it as well. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to scroll through things really quickly. And because some of the documents I use for work are 200 pages or more sometimes, it is a great way to kind of sift through really quickly to get where you need to go. And then if I'm on the go using my laptop, I use the Logitech Master MX2S mouse. And that mouse doesn't have as precise of a sensor as the G900, but it has the infinite scroll just like the G900. And it also has another productivity feature, which is a side horizontal scroll, which is really great when you're on a smaller screen for some things like spreadsheets, when you need to scroll horizontally across the screen. This here is the Shuttle Express from Contour, and I use it primarily as a volume knob, but it is so much more than that and so much more useful than that. I use it for things like macros and for scrolling and for video editing. And the beautiful thing is the software. The software is so good that it allows you to customize every single key to almost every single application out there. It's so good, and if you're looking for something like that, if you're looking for a volume knob that can do a ton more, highly recommend that you check that out. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video, but one of the things I love about my setup is I'm able to use my keyboard and mouse across 3 different devices wirelessly. I'm able to use it with my work laptop, my desktop, and my personal laptop, all with the hit of a hotkey thanks to a program called Synergy. Now, I know that you can use KVM switches to do that, but that requires more cables, and does it look like I need more cables? Anyways, if you guys are interested in that, I'll go ahead and link that video in the description below. For audio, I use the Audio Engine 2, which I picked up used on OfferUp for like $100, and for that price, it produces great sound. But the thing I love most about my setup is actually my headphone setup. So the headphones that I use are the Sennheiser HD6XXs, which are a pretty legendary headphone from drop.com. And then the thing that drives them is a amp called the Bottlehead Crack. And I also did the Speedball upgrade from the brand called Bottlehead. And this is a DIY amp kit that Bottlehead sells. So you have to assemble the thing. They give you 4 wood pieces, they give you all the electronic components, and you have to basically solder and put it together. And here's the thing, I have zero technical background. Like, I don't have a technical background. I had no idea how to solder when I tried it, but the instructions are so good, and because things like YouTube exist, you can figure out how to do it, and I guarantee you, if you just take your time, you can do it. And there's a great community that can help you with that. And man, the sound that comes out of this thing blows my mind. It is fantastic. It is my favorite part of the setup, and I listen to music on an everyday basis just because of how good it sounds. And the DAC that I use to connect the amp to my desktop is the Topping D50 amp, DAC. Sorry, not amp, DAC. That's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it and love your guys' support. If you guys saw anything in this video that caught your eye, let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any questions, let me know as well, because I do love talking with you guys. All right, everybody, until next time, stay safe, and as always, stay honest.